What's up everyone? Colin with Kalamazoo Anytime Fitness, and we are continuing our video series of easy to do recipes for Whole30. So what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to show you an apple rosemary pot roast that you can cook in a crock pot for up to 9 to 10 hours. So if you're doing a normal 8-hour work week, just hit the crock pot before, or food prep it before you go. Hit the crock pot. By the time you come home, you got a fresh baked meal for the whole family and probably some leftovers for lunch. So I already got my pot roast in there. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add your bone, beef, or chicken broth, whatever broth, vegetable broth, whatever you kind of prefer. The big thing with Whole30, you need to make sure that your broth doesn't have honey, molasses, or any sort of added sugar or preservative. Very, very important that you check that. You don't want to disqualify yourself from Whole30 just because your broth had some added sugar in it. Okay? Next, what we're going to do is we are going to do a half tablespoon of Himalayan sea salt. Okay. Get that over the meat and in the broth. Okay. Next, a couple of sprigs of basil. Throw that in there. Next, some minced up chives. Okay, so you want about a tablespoon, what would fit in a tablespoon of chives. So I got that done. Throw that in there. Now, the last ingredient, rosemary. I couldn't find any rosemary when I went shopping last night. So, any sprigs of rosemary, that is. So I got this right here, and so a teaspoon, excuse me, of rosemary like this is the equivalent of one sprig of rosemary. So you need about 6 of that. So I am going to go to town with the rosemary and just kind of eyeball it. Can't go wrong, especially if the rosemary is in the title. It definitely is going to need plenty of rosemary. Okay? Now the last ingredient, as you can see right here, 3 diced pink lady apples. Right? I dump that in there. Kind of just throw that around a little bit. Make sure it's on top of the meat. And then finally, I put my top on. Okay, and let it cook on low for 9 to 10 hours. Cook on high, 4 to 5.